Welcome back, everyone, on this Saturday morning. Time right now is about 9:43. Now, I do want to turn our attention right now to the tropics, where we are watching a few systems that are kind of spinning up right now in the Atlantic as hurricane season really gets underway. So right now we're looking at Tropical Storm Franklin, and we are looking at this storm that is going to be expecting to strengthen into possibly a major hurricane as we head towards the next couple of days. Right now it's sitting just north of Puerto Rico, but as we head towards the next few days, we will see this storm strengthen into a hurricane, Category 2 by the day on Monday, and then we potentially could see it get up to a Category 3 as we head into the late day on Monday and into Tuesday. Looks like the storm will be moving out to sea, but kind of traveling parallel to the East Coast. So if you have any beach plans, the really only impacts we'll be seeing are like rip currents and things like that. Otherwise, you're going to be good to go. So just keep that in mind if you do have any plans at the beach on any of the East Coast beaches. We're also watching a tropical wave in the Gulf of Mexico, which does look to potentially develop into a named storm. Currently, it is not named, so the National Hurricane Center calls this Invest 93L. As we head into the next few days or so, the models look like it have the storm kind of meandering where it is in the Gulf of Mexico, off the coast of Mexico and Cuba. But then we are going to be looking at the chance for this storm forming once it gets together and we move up towards the north, towards the panhandle of Florida. So we are going to continue to watch that as we get closer to it. This is about midweek next week. And, you know, as we get closer, obviously, all these storm tracks will get much closer together and more confident in where this storm is going. And then beyond that, it looks like it could go out to sea into the Atlantic. So that's going to be something that we will continue to watch over the next week or so. And in terms of other tropical developments, we have this area shaded in orange, 50% chance of developing into a named storm within the next week or so. Looks like it's just going to be going out to sea, not really impacting anyone out there as well. And then we are watching another tropical wave off the African coast, which does look to have a chance for development within the next week or so, but it's a low chance. We will continue to watch that as we get closer. So right now we currently have Franklin. The next named storm, which is likely going to be that storm in the Gulf, will be named Idalia. And then after that we have Jose. So we are definitely underway in the 2023 hurricane season, and in fact, we are right now in the peak of the hurricane season. Right now, late August through mid-October is considered what is the peak of hurricane season, where 2/3 of all of the named storms happen across the season. So we are going to be starting to see things ramping up in the tropics as we head into the next few weeks or so. Now, the other big story nationally weather-wise was the extreme heat that we were seeing in portions of the South and even up into the Midwest, where yesterday Chicago hit a high of 100 degrees. This is all due to an area of high pressure which has been kind of sitting over the south of the United States, and that has since moved in a lot of that warm and tropical air across portions of the South, where places like Texas also seeing heat indices of over 110 degrees. Now, that area of high pressure will move offshore towards the West Coast as we head towards midweek, and it looks like the South and the Midwest will get a little bit of a break. Here in the Northeast, we have that dip in the jet stream, which is kind of keeping our weather a little bit on the cooler side, and then we have our Bermuda high, which looks to move in as we head towards the end of next week, where we could start to see those temperatures on the East Coast kind of start to trend a little bit warmer. Yesterday's high temperatures across the area, across the country, I should say, were definitely hot, triple digits across the South. We'll see that once again today, but the Midwest catching a little bit of a break. Our weather today are definitely going to be a bit on the dry side. We are going to be looking at a bit of a warm and muggy day. Mostly sunny skies today, and then we do run the risk for an isolated shower as we head towards the afternoon. Tomorrow looking like a mainly dry day as well, with the lower chance for an isolated shower as well. And then we do look to run the risk for a chance of a rumble of thunder as well. So now as we head towards the 10-day forecast, we'll be looking at a dry day for your day on Monday with highs in the lower 80s. We are watching another system which looks to bring in the chance for some rain late Tuesday and into Wednesday. Right now, recent model trends have the bulk of the heavier rain off to our east, but we will continue to watch that as it gets closer. That's going to be our next chance for any substantial rain. Then behind that, we turn much less humid, cooler, and breezy with lots of sunshine Thursday and Friday with highs in the 70s. And then we start to warm things up a little bit as we head towards the weekend with highs in the lower 80s. That's Check Your Forecast. We'll take one more look at the 10-day before we close out the show, live here from MGM Springfield.